What's up YouTube? This is John Helm with Helm Woodshop and Smithy, back with another knife making video. I have a ton of work to do before I'm done with this Damascus Hunter, and I am currently quite a bit behind schedule, so let's get to work. Damn drill bit broke off. Well, with me breaking off 2 drill bits in this guard, I just decided I'm just going to heat it up and hot cut a hole. I'll have to flatten it off on the disc grinder again after I'm done, but it shouldn't be a problem. I was going to take this Damascus guard and put it right up against the Damascus blade, but after I got to thinking about it, I think that having Damascus, and then no Damascus would leave the knife looking a little bit lopsided, I guess you could say. So what I want to do is break up this transition. So what I have done is taken some pieces of aluminum and layered them with a black G10 liner, made 2 of these. I'm going to use them as spacers in between the Damascus and the blade, and then I'll put another one here at the base of it before the black linen micarta handles extend out from it. I think that that should give us a really nice focal point on the knife, and it'll be right where we want it. So this transition will be really interesting looking. So as I get closer and closer to the finished size, I have to do less and less filing in between test fits on the tang. So I'm now at the point where I'm pushing the file 5, maybe 10 times at the most, and then I take it out and test fit it. See where it feels like it's touching. See where I need to take off some more material. Put it back in the vise and repeat. Y'all come out here to help me? That dog's so old he can't even hear me talking. Moses. Moses. Oh, you can hear whistles. The guard is glued up and it looks good, but it was really a pain getting to this point. Progress on this handle has been really slow, and I'll tell you why. First of all, the handle has 10 different components to it that are all glued up in various orientations, and they all need to line up with the pinhole. So it's kind of a complicated handle to put together anyway, but what has really been slowing me down is this epoxy that I got. Don't use this for knives. It is a pain in the ass. It is PC clear liquid epoxy. Issue that I have with it is that it takes a long time to cure. It says on Amazon that it cures in 1 hour and is at total strength at 24 hours. But if you try to grind this before you get to that 24-hour point, any amount of heat will cause the epoxy to get gummy and let go. I actually heated up the guard too much and caused the epoxy to let go using a hacksaw. I was trying to stop it from getting too hot on the grinder. Decided, all right, fine, I'm just gonna use hand tools. Still got too hot and made the epoxy let go. So that's really an issue. So I came up with a pretty cool idea on how to get this pinhole in your tang lined up on a laminated hidden tang knife handle. What I've done is I took a spacer that I made out of 2 pieces of aluminum and a piece of G10, which is just slightly wider than the width of my tang. And I cut out a cutout for the tang. I glued the guard onto the handle, and then I glued that spacer to one of the scales and then fixed that to the guard and the tang itself, but just on the one side. This way I'll be able to go ahead and drill a hole right through the hole in the tang through the scale, glue on the other scale, and then after that's dry I can drill straight through from this side and it should be lined up perfectly. So far so good. It's gone really smoothly. Hopefully it continues to do so and I turn out a really nice handle on this piece. I need to be sure that I can access this hole well so I can get an even hole drilled in it after this glue up is done, but the epoxy just will not stop seeping out of that hole. Bam! It is looking great. I got this sanded up to 800 grit, which took forever. Getting in this little area with this strip of steel right next to the aluminum with G10 liners, it was just such a pain getting it to sand nice and smooth because the aluminum and the G10 get removed so much faster than the steel does. So that was really an issue. Luckily I was able to work work out all the kinks and get a nice, smooth, and even finish on here. So next I will take this over to the buffing wheel and hit it up with some white rouge. I really like the finish that the white rouge puts on this black linen micarta. It really polishes up nicely. It doesn't get super high gloss, but it's like on kind of the shinier end of a satin finish, and I really think it's just right. I did screw something up a little bit though, just a little bit. This line right here, right in the middle of the guard, if you remember, is a cutoff of this Damascus steel, and I was intending on etching it so that it matched the blade. The issue that I have is that I should have etched it before I glued it up, because now I'm worried about damaging the aluminum. Vinegar will corrode aluminum, and since it is already glued up, I would be worried to damage the finish on the blade itself. Second issue is that I forgot to harden the steel. If you etch a piece of Damascus that hasn't been hardened, it just looks really blurry and muddy, and I don't want that. I want these nice sharp lines like we have on the blade. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to leave it as is. It's not completely unfortunate, because I actually really like the aesthetic of having aluminum and steel right up against each other. I think it looks really nice. And also, having a Damascus guard was not one of the specifications that the client gave me. It was just an idea that I came up with myself. So I'm not doing the client wrong by sending it out this way. And it's still a pretty cool knife. I'm really happy with it, and I definitely learned a lesson about how to do this next time I give it a shot. All right, enough jabbering. Let's polish this thing, sharpen it, and get it off to the customer. A little white rouge on the buffing wheel. I've been trying some new methods of sharpening knives, and the method that I came up with is working wonderfully. This thing shaves as comfortably as my razor in the bathroom, which is a Gillette Mach 3, by the way. This sucker is sharp, and it is gorgeous. Cue the knife horn. I know that the client's gonna be really happy with it. I know that I am. I learned a lot making this, especially with the guard and with the handle construction. I haven't touched on that yet. Let me tell you about it. It works great. That is the trick to use, man. You just glue up your guard, glue up one half of the handle, stick your hole, glue the other half on, stick your hole through that half, bam. Everything is just as good as it can get. I couldn't be happier. I've never had a line on the base of my guard this tight. It's perfect. It's like it was made in a factory. So that is definitely my go-to method from now on. I'm gonna be using that on any knife I have that has this type of handle design. Well, I hope you had as much fun watching me make this knife as I had making it, and I hope that you'll join me next time. Till then, don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the notifications bell so you can see when I come out with new videos. Y'all have a good one.